All right, guys. So we're back. I needed to add some extra lighting, and I'm trying a new little filming thing here where I get a little closer, so you can see. But basically, you just load your brush up nice and heavy, and drag it around a few rotations. And if we need to reload, get a tick more paint on there. Get back to any dry spots. Like I said, you're barely ever going to see this, so it's kind of, you know, if you just steady your hand, brace yourself somewhere. Again, this is mediocre modeling level of painting. This is the everyman, or not. I made a little boo-boo there. I could always touch it up later. But yeah, we got a rubber tire painted on. The inside, I really don't care all that much about. I mean, it's an RC tank. We're not going to be taking the tracks off and admiring it or anything like that. But same technique, basically. Just get your paint on there. Find the dry spots. And we're doing a pretty thick brush coat, but we're spinning it pretty quickly. We're using not the cheapest garbage brush in the universe, so we get pretty good results with this Tamiya black. This is thinned down a little bit. I was previously not thinning it because I was only hand brushing it, and then I started airbrushing some parts with Tamiya black on something. Oh yeah, all the rubber skirting on the Japanese Type 10. So I thinned this down, and I don't have another one that's not thinned down. So I'm just going to finish painting all these tires. Oh joy. And then I'll be back. Alright, got all our rubber tires painted on. Oh, what a joy. I did the back mud flaps. I got to do the front mud flaps. I didn't attach them to the lower when I was building this thing. I don't know why. For some reason I just didn't feel like it. Wasn't into it. So now that this guy's drying. All right. Okay, everybody's favorite task when building models. I'm sure you're all with me. Who doesn't love putting on the waterslide decals? I mean, it's a necessary evil. They're better than nylon sticker type ones from, some of the cheaper brands. So this tank doesn't have a ton of them. Where are they? There we go. And there we are. All right. So we've got this little sheet. Okay. Just not much, which is good because I hate putting these things on. And then if we look at our manual, okay, Hardcore 7. I found a picture of this actual tank from Vietnam, and it said Hardcore 7. It was a number. It was 27. The markings were all basically the same. So they modeled this after some specimen they found. And if you look closely here for the searchlight, see it's got what appears to be black heat shrink tubing over that thing, which I also have to paint rubber black. So I'll do that later. No, yeah, that's that. So I'm gonna get decaling, and I'll be back. Alright, well, I figure I'd do at least one or two of these on camera, so I'm going to pick the hardest one. This guy, let's see, the 7 has to be right there, and the H and the C on the front. This one's tricky because there's some this thing's going over pieces and stuff. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use a little Mark Fit. I have Mark Fit Strong as well, but sometimes it's a little too strong. Sometimes it just makes the decal a little too fragile, and you end up with unintended damage. I want to get this guy. You see my big fat head. This is hard film. I don't know how Andy does this. I mean, so now we're going to burnish this down with one of these little Tamiya detail Q-tips. And if you have... Oh, God, I'm shaking like a leaf. Why is it? Why do the decals make me so nervous? I don't know. She's giving me a little trouble. Alright, well, let's call in the heavy hitters. Mark Fit Strong. Because it's strong, unlike me. We're gonna apply this conservatively. If you really wanted to get crazy, you could probably cut this decal into a few pieces and put them in one at a time. That may have been... Oh, gosh. Alright. Let's just pat her down a little bit with some paper towel. And then we'll go for our burnishing. Oh, my belly's growling. I didn't have breakfast today. Fed the cats, fed the dog, didn't feed myself. Just an empty stomach and a mild hangover, and then a gut full of heavy-duty iced tea. Alright. It's hardcore putting on this decal. Ho ho ho. There we go. We're making progress. Slow and steady wins the race with decaling, because it is a pain in the arse. And I like these little Tamiya pointy Q-tips because they let you get in to the little nether regions that a regular Q-tip wouldn't get to. Plus, a regular Q-tip could leave some fuzz transfer, and these guys are basically lint-free. So that's looking okay. You just gotta get that little guy. If we go too hard on the hardcore, we're gonna end up tearing up this decal. And it's not like we have optional decals we could put down. So right there between the H and the A, there's a little bit of a tough spot here that we want to soften up. So that's why the Mark Fit Strong will make that area a little more pliable and compliant. Now mind you, I've cleared this entire thing. I made the mistake once of doing Mark Fit and doing decals over a raw paint job. This still just looks kind of crookedy to me. Something stretched out. You know what? Close enough for government work. But that's why I don't record this entire process. Nor does Andy. He always says, okay, well, I'm going to finish this up and I'll show you the completed results. So I'm being really thorough here with this. Alright. You know, once we throw another couple coats of clear over this thing and weathering and all that, that's gonna cover what remaining sins there may be. Whew, man, I'm sweating from doing that one. The other ones were a lot easier. I painted this little flat red shutoff handle. I think I don't know if it's a fire suppression handle right here, or it's a emergency shutoff for the tank. It'd be pretty silly if it was an emergency shutoff, because you just have one of them Viet Cong guys run by in Vietnam and go, ha ha ha, and hey, turn off your tank. Nope. I'm hoping, I'm assuming fire suppression of some form, but it needs a little more red. Painting XF7 flat red. I think it's XF7. I make a lot of verbal mistakes in my recordings. Nobody's really called me out too much on them, but I do apologize if you have noticed them. There we go. Let's get it nice and soaking wet. Alright, that's how we like our handles. Wet and bright red. That didn't make any sense whatsoever. Okay, so now that's done, we got to put this big white decal around the barrel. But I'm not going to bore you with all that. I just wanted to, do a little in-depth, in case somebody really doesn't know. I mean, most people that watch a lot of YouTube videos, know about MarkFit Strong, and all that good stuff, and how to apply waterslide decals. Yeah, this is definitely not the best how-to on YouTube. But yeah, okay, BRB. All right, guys, we got decals. We've got decals on. We've done a lot of them. We got some here. There we go. So we got those there. It's time for lunch break. Dougie needs to get walked. Daddy needs to get fed. So I'm gonna clean up my little mess down here, and then back up to Sanctuary. Actually, I'm gonna hit this with a little bit of clear over the decals while I'm having my lunch date with the dog. And when we're done with that, she should be ready for some more activities. So, all right, I'll be back, guys. Oh boy, we got a lot done. Yeah, I jumped ahead a little and mostly finished the tank. It was just painting stowage and boxes and tools and things. I still have to apply some of the tools to the back, and but I got the majority of all these guys done. Little ammo boxes, those were fun to paint. But peeled off all my liquid masking, got my decals done, hit it with a little flat clear. I'm gonna go semi-gloss clear. I gotta paint the tail lights because those were liquid masked also. But yeah, she's together, glued on the sprocket hub covers with some rubber cement, so that they're somewhat removable. I still have a gap in the front. I thought it was me. I pulled it in as much as I could with the nuts and bolts and everything. There's still a bit of a gap. There just doesn't seem to be much you could do about that. But yeah, here she is in all her glory. I guess I didn't. Yep. Oh, I didn't right. There we go. There we go. That's how quick you can program this thing to be a tank. Lights. That's volume. God, that is blinding. Oh. Man, that's bright. Oof. Okay. For some reason I thought it wasn't recoiling. Alright, I can't drive on this thing, but you can see this will be the red brake light. This light does something when the other lights are off. Oh yeah, reverse light when your headlights are off. Okay, all right. Pretty fine control of everything. Oh man, that's so nice. Turn off the engine. That's pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with it so far. I got to do the 50 cal, like I said, stowage. Oh, this is a good one. Super duper tip. Do not glue that bustle rack on until you are 100% done with this tank. Because I don't know why they did this, but it holds the whole damn thing shut. Maybe you're not supposed to glue the bottom on, but it's got pins here on the bottom and the pins on the top. And it goes on like so. Now, if you don't glue on the bottom, I don't know, maybe you could take the top off without ripping the bustle rack off, but that seems kind of a weird design feature. Obviously, they don't pull the top of the turrets off the real tanks very often, so it doesn't really matter. But just an FYI. So it is, it's about that time. Turn off our radios. Oh, it's almost puppy playtime. He's a little guy. He's very friendly. We got to spend some time with him. My wife's away this weekend, like I said in another video. So I got to go spend some quality time with Puppers there. He's only 8 months old. He's a sweetheart. So we're going to go play with him for a little while. But yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. As you saw, if you saw my Leopard 2A6 unboxing, I've got a lot more stuff to be building soon. So, God, and I've got all these, and I've got the Vietnam stowage stuff. There's not really a lot of places to stow things on this tank. This bustle rack is barely big enough to hold my lunch bag. But, you know, we'll sprinkle something around. I want to mud her up and grime her up and slime her up and all that good stuff. And I'm going to hit her. I don't even want to hit it with a coat of semi-gloss. It looks really good just the way it is. It's pretty sweet. It's nice. But yeah, that's it. Well, not it. I mean, mostly it. The rest is just going to be adding the accessories and maybe painting Little Green Man here. Get him. I don't really love him. I'm not a huge fan of little figures and tanks necessarily. I mean, he's all right. Got our 50 cal here. It's mostly done. I gotta paint the ammo clips together on there, but yep, that's that. And that would go in this hole easily and would have been on here for the video had it been easy to get in the hole, but it's not fitting. Too much paint and stuff going on here, so I gotta hog out that hole and then and sand off the pintle pin here, and that should go right in. Other than that, not much else. I mean, yeah. All right, well, that's 99% of the tank all completed. I'll do one more video for weathering it up, and that's going to be it. So 10 parts, I think that's enough. Like I said, got places to be, tanks to build. things to break. So, I'll see you around. Ian, signing off.